July 12th, 11:12 a.m. South Arizona desert. The ground trembled beneath 19 armored war machines slicing through sand. Black steel frames gleamed under the relentless sun. Inside those reinforced compartments, 7.2 tons of narcotics. Street value exceeding $420 million. Enough poison to flood Houston, New York, and Los Angeles combined. This was no smuggling run. This was an invasion. Over 80 cartel gunmen rode inside those vehicles. AK-47s across their chest. 50 caliber machine guns mounted on lead trucks. Radio chatter crackled with confidence. Their bosses in Sinaloa had assured them the path was clear. The border was wide open. They were wrong. If you want to see how America obliterated this threat in under 30 minutes, hit like now so this story reaches more people. 26,000 feet above the desert. An MQ-9 Reaper drone circled in silence. Thermal sensors locked onto every engine block, every brake light, every radio transmission. Data packets transmitted every 8 seconds. GPS coordinates, speed calculations, real-time imagery. Nothing went unnoticed. Deep inside a Davis-Monthan Air Force Base command bunker, 12 screens displayed a 3D kill zone map. A red message flashed. Target acquired. An officer allowed himself the smallest smile. Their perfect plan. Our perfect trap. The convoy thundered forward. Tires ground over gravel. Engines roared off canyon walls. The gunmen believed victory was seconds away. The American border loomed ahead. Freedom, profit, power. But they weren't approaching freedom. They were barreling into a carefully designed slaughterhouse for 7 days before July 12th. SEAL reconnaissance teams moved like ghosts along canyon ridges. Infrared paint marked firing positions, only visible through specialized goggles. Beneath the shifting sand, M18A1 Claymore mines were buried in staggered layers. Trigger wires snaked toward elevated hideouts. Seismic sensors positioned to detect the faintest engine vibration. The canyon stretched 600 meters long, 40 meters high, just wide enough for the vehicles. It was no longer a road. It was a cage. High above, an AC-130J Ghost Rider orbited in silence. 30mm and 105mm guns locked onto targets. Laser-guided rounds waited in the bay. On the ridges, 160 SEAL operators lay flat, rifles steady, scopes glowing green in the Arizona heat, every angle calculated, every escape route eliminated. But then the plan nearly collapsed. 11:23 a.m. the first 3 vehicles crossed the seismic line. A Claymore circuit malfunctioned, failed to activate. Red warning flashed across the UAV feed. At that exact moment, a gunman in the second vehicle spotted something odd. A glint on the cliff face, sunlight reflecting off a suppressed rifle barrel. His voice cracked over the radio. Frantic Spanish. Something's wrong. I saw, if the alarm spread, 19 vehicles and 80 gunmen would unleash hell into the canyon. The trap would become the SEAL's tomb. Type yes below if you're ready to see what happened next. Just inches from the malfunctioning circuit, a SEAL crawled forward. Blistering sun overhead. Steady hands reconnected the circuit. Activated it moments before suspicion turned into action. The glint vanished. The warning died. The trap snapped shut again. 11:29 a.m. the canyon consumed the convoy. Each armored vehicle slithered into the narrow stone throat. Steel tires grinding. Dust rising. On command screens at Davis-Monthan, red dots aligned with deadly precision. The snake was trapped in its cage. Hold steady. The first explosion tore through the stillness. M18A1 Claymores erupted like thunder. Thousands of steel balls showered the lead vehicles. Tires shredded in an instant. Windshields shattered into glass rain. To gunners manning 50 caliber machine guns were ripped from their mounts. Bodies thrown like broken dolls into dust. The echo hadn't faded when the night weapon descended. From 10,000 feet, the AC-130J Ghost Rider unleashed its 30mm Bushmaster. Rounds rained down like molten fire, piercing armor, shattering cabins, turning steel into flames. Chaos exploded in every direction. Cartel gunmen scrambled from cargo holds. Some fired blindly at cliffs. Others dove into dry gullies, choking on thick smoke and dust. But the cliffs erupted in return. 160 SEAL operators opened fire in perfect harmony. M4A1 rifles cracked with suppressed precision. Scar H rounds tore through armored doors. Every spark from below met 3 more from above. Relentless, unforgiving. At the rear, a pickup truck slammed into the vehicle behind it, trying to reverse. Engines roared, metal twisted, but the escape route was gone. From above, a laser-guided round shrieked through the air. It struck the weapons truck dead center. The explosion detonated through the canyon. 3 vehicles engulfed in a single hellish blast. Flames shot 40 feet into the air. Scorching rock. forcing SEALs to duck lower in firing positions. Comment strike below if you support eliminating cartel threats. A small group of gunmen tried to regroup, hauling an RPG-7 launcher onto a Ford roof. The launcher quivered, aimed at the ridge, before it could fire. A 7.62mm round from an MP7 ripped through the shooter's shoulder. He tumbled into dust. The errant round exploded at their feet. The blast killed 3 instantly. Flaming shrapnel scattered across the ground. The canyon was no longer a road. It had transformed into a furnace. In just 7 minutes, half the convoy was reduced to smoldering wreckage. Screams blended with relentless automatic gunfire. The hiss of burning drugs leaking from ruptured containers. What had started as a brazen daylight assault evolved into a slaughterhouse of sand and steel. The trap was sealed. No way out. 11:36 a.m. The canyon transformed into a killing ground. Flames and smoke billowed into the sky, a black column blotting out the sun. The acrid stench of burning chemicals, drugs, and diesel created a suffocating haze. What had been a convoy of arrogant defiance was now a shattered battlefield. Cartel gunmen scattered in frantic desperation. Some attempted to climb rocky slopes, fingers scraping against cliffs, only to be picked off by snipers perched high above. Others took cover behind vehicle wrecks, blindly firing AK-47s at the ridges. But every muzzle flash painted a target. To SEAL snipers with MK13 Mod 7 rifles dropped them one by one, rounds striking with deadly precision from over 800 meters. The Ghost Rider roared once more from above. Its 105mm cannon erupted in a thunderous blast. Shock waves rattled the canyon floor. One single round turned the cartel's command vehicle into a fiery crater. 9 killed instantly. The aircraft pivoted effortlessly, unleashing a barrage of 30mm rounds to pin down remaining survivors. By now, 12 of the 19 vehicles were either burning or completely immobilized. Steel twisted, tires shredded, glass shards scattered like ice. The temperature near the wreck soared past 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Cartel gunmen abandoned their cover, ran into the open. None made it more than 10 steps. If this level of precision shocks you, hit like right now. Amid the chaos, a cartel lieutenant made a desperate attempt to break through. He jumped into a Ford Raptor mid-convoy, slammed the gas pedal to the floor, plowed through wreckage. The truck roared, flames trailing behind it. For a brief moment, it seemed like he might escape. But then a Reaper drone silently circled overhead, released an AGM-11 for Hellfire missile. The strike was immediate, an explosion so fierce it vaporized the Raptor. Nothing left but a smoking crater. Shrapnel raining down like bullets. Resistance faltered with every passing second. Gunmen fired pistols and shotguns in futile attempts, their weapons no match for overwhelming power from both air and ground. A SEAL team advanced from the eastern ridge, moving with deadly precision. Suppressed barrels flashed, each short controlled burst dropping a target with ruthless efficiency. 11:47 a.m. just 18 minutes after the first explosion. The canyon was unrecognizable. Over 40 cartel gunmen lay dead, bodies scattered amidst burning wreckage. 6 more vehicles detonated in secondary explosions. Drugs transformed into fiery toxic clouds. Sand melted into glass. The battle had devolved into a slaughter. The steel serpent, once roaring with arrogance, was now a charred skeleton. Twisted limbs scattered across the desert, surrounded by plumes of black smoke. 12:02 p.m. The desert fell into eerie silence. The last burst of gunfire faded into smoke. Only the crackle of burning steel remained. The canyon floor, once alive with 19 armored vehicles, now lay like a junkyard graveyard. Flames flickered along shattered cabins. Pools of melted rubber seeped into scorched earth. The air was thick with acrid stench. Tons of drugs reduced to ash. SEAL Team 6 moved cautiously through the wreckage, rifles sweeping left and right, methodically neutralizing last pockets of resistance. Orders passed in clipped whispers. Any gunman still armed was eliminated without hesitation. Those who surrendered were swiftly bound, hands zip-tied, faces pressed into scorching sand. Comment justice if you believe America must defend its borders. When the U.S. Air Force commander pointed at the screen and declared, "We don't need a scalpel, we need a sledgehammer," he voiced the pain of millions of Americans who had lost loved ones to fentanyl, a drug claiming over 107,000 lives each year. The decision to strike wasn't born from anger. It was born from cold, calculated precision, unwavering discipline. 6 months of reconnaissance, coordination across 20 agencies, hundreds of hours spent on tactical simulations, every detail meticulously planned. In the end, SEALs and the U.S. Air Force obliterated the cartel's invincible convoy. No mistakes, no civilian casualties, No warning. As the smoke lifted, the toll became clear. 53 cartel gunmen dead, 27 captured alive. All 19 vehicles either destroyed or seized. Cold numbers. Only war can produce them. Of the 80 who crossed the border that fateful morning, not a single one escaped. The confiscated haul was staggering. Over 7 tons of drugs valued at more than $420 million. A convoy capable of poisoning an entire city. Agents arrived after the battle, methodically cataloging each container, sealing every sample. Mobile floodlights illuminated the canyon like a stage, casting light on charred vehicle frames, scattered shell casings, smoldering contraband. American casualties were virtually non-existent. Not a single American killed. Only to SEAL operators sustained minor injuries, one from shattered glass, the other from shrapnel. Both swiftly evacuated by an HH-6OW rescue helicopter. In the face of destruction below, it felt like a miracle. Share this story if you believe our military protects us every day. 12:18 p.m. the ceasefire was confirmed. The AC-130J departed. Mission complete. The Reaper drone climbed back to altitude, continuing surveillance as reinforcements secured the perimeter. At Davis Mountain Command Center, the final tally flashed across 12 screens: 53 dead, 27 captured, 19 vehicles neutralized. No American losses. For the cartel, the canyon was supposed to be a path to profit. Instead, it became their grave. For America, this wasn't just a tactical victory. It was a statement, a warning that no matter how bold or reckless, any force that crosses the line will face overwhelming retaliation. As the midday sun beat down on smoldering wreckage, the message was unmistakable. America doesn't just strike back, America obliterates. The ambush on July 12th in the Arizona desert wasn't just a battle against a cartel convoy. It was a powerful demonstration of what happens when America chooses patience over haste, precision over chaos. Ammunition trucks erupted in spectacular fireballs, leaving blackened craters where the convoy had once moved. Fuel carriers burned steadily, thick columns of smoke rising into the desert sky. Survivors fled on foot into the dunes, scattered and leaderless. Some surrendered, others discarded their weapons, disappeared into the desert. The once invincible convoy was erased without a trace. On the American side, casualties were negligible. The defensive net, combined with precise strikes and overwhelming firepower, halted the assault before it could even get close. From the first seismic sensor signal to the final shot fired by the Ghost Rider, every move was calculated to the meter. To the second. Type America below if you stand with our military. The near disaster of a faulty trigger circuit and growing suspicion within the convoy only made the outcome more profound. Even when perfection faltered, American forces adapted within seconds, proving why they are the world's most dangerous and disciplined. Asterisk, the final tally told an undeniable truth. 53 cartel gunmen dead, 27 captured alive, 19 vehicles neutralized, over 7 tons of drugs seized. Not a single American lost. A warning that anyone daring to call their plan perfect when facing America will meet one inevitable outcome: a perfect trap. The story of the cartel's defeat quickly became a vivid testament to the stark difference between illusion and reality. The cartel was utterly convinced their plan was flawless. 19 war vehicles, over 80 heavily armed gunmen, a meticulously calculated route, a safe patrol window. But in a fleeting moment, it all turned to ash. The MQ-9 Reaper, silent at 26,000 feet with infrared sensors transmitting data every 8 seconds, exposed the entire perfect plan. The SEAL team, patiently waiting in the mountains for 36 hours with claymores, sniper rifles, and other weapons, transformed the Arizona desert into a death box. These details aren't just technical descriptions. They are a declaration. America relies not only on firepower, but on intelligence, discipline, absolute coordination. Instead, the desert proved the opposite. Precision, planning, and cutting-edge technology turned their might into chaos. Chaos into ruin. What they believed was a display of strength became their greatest defeat. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next operation. For Washington, the operation was confirmation. SEAL forces and the Air Force executed flawlessly, proving American forces could annihilate even the most formidable armored threats in a matter of hours. For the cartel, it was a stark warning. No amount of numbers or reckless assaults could ever withstand the power of modern firepower. The capture of cartel lieutenants and destruction of hundreds of millions in goods dealt a crippling blow to their network. For the cartel, the myth of invincibility at the borders shattered in less than 30 minutes. For America, it was proof that true power doesn't lie in firing first, but in waiting. for the perfect moment, striking with such speed and force that the enemy has no chance to respond. This ambush will be studied in tactical manuals for years to come. A textbook example of intelligence, coordination, and overwhelming firepower. The surviving stragglers carried that message with them. As daylight spread across the desert, it revealed the true scale of the victory. Black smoke rose in thick columns, visible for miles. Scattered survivors stumbled through dunes, hunted by patrolling drones. American units stood firm, armored vehicles aligned in formation, weapons poised for any subsequent fight. The battlefield was theirs, the convoy was gone. The message to the world was unmistakable. This wasn't just a skirmish, it was a demonstration of overwhelming planning, precision, and coordination. No force relying on chaos could survive. The desert had spoken. Its message was final. Try once, and there won't be a second chance. Comment your thoughts below if this story moved you. The Arizona desert ambush delivers a profound lesson. Meticulous preparation and discipline are the keys to overcoming seemingly insurmountable challenges, no matter how formidable or confident the adversary. Like the Cartel convoy with 19 armored vehicles and over 80 gunmen. The precise coordination, sharp intelligence, and rapid adaptability of elite American forces transformed arrogance into catastrophe. This lesson reminds us that true strength lies in patience, strategy, and decisive action at the perfect moment, not just a resounding victory. A steel-clad warning: cross America's line, and you'll face unrelenting force. But what do you think? Did the cartel truly anticipate the cost of their arrogance? Do you believe ambushes like this could shift the course of the war on drugs? Leave a comment below with your thoughts. Hit like if you believe justice is worth fighting for. Share this video so more people understand what's happening at our borders. Subscribe to the channel to catch more thrilling stories just like this one. Together, we'll uncover the secrets behind these victories. The fight continues, and America will be ready.